Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Today I'm going to share with you my chocolate dipped peanut butter cookies. This is a cookie that my Santa loves, and so I'm going to share the recipe with you. So first what we're going to do is, and this recipe can be doubled if you need to make more cookies than what I'm making today. So in my bowl I have 1 cup of regular unbleached all-purpose flour, and then to that I put in a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and we're also going to put in a half a teaspoon of salt. Now this is a part of my 12 days of cookies and holiday treats, where every day leading up to Christmas Eve I share a new cookie recipe, a holiday treat, something that's very festive that you can share with family, friends, loved ones, or at a cookie exchange. So after I go ahead and I blend those dry ingredients together using my whisk, I'm going to go ahead and get together the base for our peanut butter cookies. So I'm going to be dipping my cookies, but you can definitely just make these as just regular peanut butter cookies. I'm using 1 stick of softened butter, which is the equivalent of half a cup. Now I'm using salted butter, but you can use salted butter or either unsalted butter. I've used both in the recipe and either one works fine. Then I have a half a cup of granulated sugar, and I have a half a cup of packed light brown sugar. I'm going to go ahead and blend in the butter with our 2 sugars because we want to start to cream those 2 together. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome in, and if you're a returner, welcome back. I hope you are enjoying my series, my 12 days of cookies and holiday treats. We're getting towards the end of our 12 days of cookies, and Christmas is just around the corner. And my 12 days of cookies and holiday treats is something that I started way before I started my channel, and this is when my children were in elementary school. My kids are all big now, they're all in college, and it's something that we did. I would make different batches of cookies and put them in the refrigerator, the dough, and then that next day, the evening, we'd bake them off, and then the kids would put them in little like baggies with like little string and tie them with ribbon, and they would take them to the teacher at school, to the janitor, to the noon aide. I would take some to work, my husband would take some to work, and it was just a way for us to really start to have like just bring in some festive times and get us in that Christmas mood. And the kids look forward to it, and we did it, and it was also about giving and sharing. And so I just love sharing this, and so I hope that you guys are all enjoying this time. Now to the butters and the sugars, I also added in 1 large egg at room temperature. I went on and I mixed that and blended it well till it was nice and creamy, and then I added in a half a cup of peanut butter. You can use regular creamy peanut butter or either chunky peanut butter. This one's even extra chunky, so you can use any of those types of peanut butter. Creamy peanut butter, chunky peanut butter, extra chunky peanut butter, and I used a half a cup. And again, this recipe can be doubled. This is going to make about 2.5 to about 3 dozen cookies for us. So once I have it and it's nice and creamy, my base, I go ahead, I add in my dry ingredients, and I added in the dry ingredients a little bit at a time. And again, the dry ingredients was the 1 cup of flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Now in the description box below, I will have a list of all the ingredients you need to make our chocolate dipped peanut butter cookies. Now once I have everything mixed together well, I'm going to cover my dough with plastic wrap, put in the refrigerator. I'm going to let my dough chill for a couple of hours. You can let it chill for at least 1 hour, but it's best to let it chill 2 hours or more. So my dough is out of the refrigerator. I'm going to go ahead and start scooping us up some. I'm using my teaspoon scooper to scoop up my dough balls. And our cookies are going to bake in our oven at 350 degrees for about 9 to 11 minutes. Check on them at about 7 minutes to see how they're doing. You can also make your cookies bigger. If you want to make nice big peanut butter cookies, you can definitely do that. Go ahead and use a tablespoon scooper, or either if you want to have them even a little bit bigger, you can go all the way up to 1/4 of a scoop, 1/4 of a cup scoop, depending on how big you want your peanut butter cookies. But usually I do a teaspoon, or either I do the tablespoon size scooper. I go ahead and use my fork so I can put the classic marks of the peanut butter cookies right on top, and I just crisscross the markings of the fork just like that. So our cookies are ready to go inside the oven at 350, and they're going to bake for about that 9 minutes up to about 11 minutes. My cookies are out of the oven. They have baked. It took them about 10 minutes to bake up. You want to make sure that you don't overbake your cookies, so that way you still want them to have some nice softness and chew to them once they are cooled. And so be mindful not to overbake them. You just want to see just like a little bit of setting around the edges, and maybe just a slight golden brown around the edges. Our cookies are looking good. I'm going to go ahead now and get together our chocolate for our dip. I have 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I microwave them just for about 30 seconds in the microwave. The chocolate chips weren't completely melted. What I like to do is I let the residual heat from that 30 seconds in the microwave, I let the residual heat from my bowl just go ahead and finish melting the chocolate chips. So most of them will be melted, but you will have a fair amount that's not melted, and then just me mixing them really good continues to melt them. Okay, and now I go ahead and I take one of my peanut butter cookies. I'm just going to dip about half the cookies. So I dip the cookie, I rotate it around, and I want to kind of jiggle off any excess of the chocolate. Now I'm using semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can also use the baking bars that are semi-sweet, melt those as well. You can also use, if you like dark chocolate, you can do dark chocolate. If your preference is milk chocolate, you can go ahead and use milk chocolate. So as far as the kind of chocolate, I'll leave that up to you, but the one I'm using today is the semi-sweet chocolate. Now after I've dipped my cookies in my chocolate, I'm going to go ahead and let the chocolate firm up. This is probably the hardest part, just waiting for the chocolate to firm up on our cookies. Also, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your cookies have cooled down. Well, this is what they're looking like. The chocolate has went on and set. I'm going to give y'all the first bite. The undercarriage is looking good. And if you notice, we are missing a cookie because my daughter, she just could not wait. Did you take your bite? I'm going to take my bite and see how we did. Wow. I can see why my Santa loves these cookies. They are his favorite. Well, that is it for me today. I hope you're enjoying my 12 days of cookies and holiday treats. Please check out those vlogs. I'll go ahead and put the information in the description box below. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Don't forget to show this video some love. Give it a thumbs up. Click share. Share this video with a friend or family. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.